XL Nation!
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm crying. No, I'm not. Welcome back,
I
everyone.
don't want to be here.
That's
Not
that's
like
actually
this.
I was
no,
like,
we don't want to be
Christian's
here.
got his cardboard cutout behind him.
That really looks like a cardboard cutout. You
I
should
should
get
be
it.
so lucky.
You should get it as a
That'd be
cardboard.
funny.
Yeah, like what Christian said, I don't want to be here in these circumstances, but here we are, guys. I feel eliminated.
I was expecting to be going to a playoff game this coming Friday.
All right. Let's be transparent, Marcos. Did you really want to go to Friday's game?
I wanted the playoffs to still continue, but to be outside, no. It's cool.
He was the bad luck. Oh my gosh, Marcos, come on, bad juju.
Bad juju.
Guys,
Yeah.
that was a rough feeling, but not gonna lie. Maybe, just maybe, I was relieved.
A little bit.
I mean, it was one of those that we had been suffering for the past 2-3 months, and it was just like it was almost like how the Mexicans would say, Yahweh, Yahweh. It's like no, enough is enough, man.
How many more times can we get beaten up? It's like you're just beating up your little brother. It's like enough's enough.
But here's another thing that so people are gonna be like, well, and here's the fact. Well, we were on an 8-game unbeaten streak to end the season.
That was true. That was true.
So it's like, did it feel like an unbeaten streak? Heck
Not
to the no.
Could we find the ball in the back of the net? Heck to the no.
No, we couldn't do it for almost the playoff series. But guys, let's talk a little bit about it, because I know we're hurt. I know it's already been has it been a week? No, it hasn't even been a week. It's been 4 days, 5 days, 4 days.
4 days.
I don't even know anymore. Our season ends and my brain shuts off. Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly.
From game 1 to game 2, there was a lot of lineup changes. Obviously, we had Vera back, but the big one that everybody was kind of confused but talking about was the switch of Julio instead of Chicho, which for me, I felt like that was an obvious one because we saw.
Was it obvious though?
Yeah, we haven't seen.
I don't think it was obvious.
We haven't seen Chicho perform for a long time, and I think the reason that they did bring in Anderson is because obviously Minnesota plays that back five, and having Anderson kind of catches them off guard.
But he didn't.
But he didn't. But he didn't.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, that's what's frustrating though. Between Chicho and Julio, it was like we couldn't get one right. Neither one was like on it. So that was a surprise for me. It was a surprise, not surprise, but a surprise, because yes, we needed our captain on the field, but at the same time, our captain has been kind of MIA in the sense of on-field performances on an individual basis, because as a leader, he was there, but we expected results.
Yeah, definitely seemed like in this first half, RSL was just chasing. Minnesota was very much controlling, and I was scared that Minnesota was going to put 2-3 goals away in that first half and just call it quits. But luckily, our defense and Zach McMath held strong and had some excellent saves, which Zach McMath was just continuing what he did in the game 1 to go to game 2. So held that defense strong. But then that second half is where we flipped the switch, literally minutes in.
So I guess that's what freaked me out in the first half. So transparency. I could barely watch the first half, but the parts that I did freak me out, because even though did they? Yes, they did. Even though they played the back five, it was still it was attacking for them, and so that first half they had 8 shots. They had majority of the possession.
You look at the expected goals in that first half, 1.29 for Minnesota, whereas we have 0.12. That's sad. It's sad where our defense was literally we were hanging our whole team on that back line.
Yeah. Christian, what are your thoughts? I know you have some.
I mean, the momentum says it all. The first half, they found a way to be offensive with a defensive formation, and just it was not good. They were building off of the momentum that they had built in the first game. They were confident. They were strong. Like we shut down RSL at home, and now we're gonna beat them at our home.
Mm-hmm.
And they played like it.
Yeah, that's what kind of bugged me about this whole thing, because it almost seemed like we were the underdogs and we just couldn't get play to our abilities, play to our expectation. That was super frustrating. And but like Marco said, the second half was an improvement. And in fact, heck, let's talk about it. The first goal, 3 minutes in, man, I was like, oh,
Right when Vera took that shot, I was
Mhm.
like, we needed him bad because he has the confidence, not afraid to rip one with strongest left foot on the team by far, but unfortunate. Unfortunate where that Matt Crooks was in the position that he was in.
unfortunate for like there's four of them that were in an offside position.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. It's like
And that
Yeah.
killed us all night too.
it's like get back. It's like hustle.
Well, it wasn't just this time. It was, I think, what was about 15, 20 minutes later, we had the same thing, but with Michael Chang.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so I guess to your point, Marcos, we did step it up in the second half, but it's the story of the season, man. It's one half is good, one half is bad. We start off slow, we start amping it up, but it's always a little, too late.
Yeah, we were very, very much controlling, very much dominant when it comes to the shots, possessions. Stat that, besides the possession, but stat that kind of caught my eye in that second half was corners. We were controlling the corners, 4 corners for us, one for them, and nothing was really coming from it. Um, Here's a question for you guys: does it surprise you that we didn't have Vera play that full 90?
Um,
Yeah,
A little bit.
yes, he hasn't played 3 games with us. This is his first game back, but kind of does surprise me because he would have been a good weapon to have for those PKs.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, not gonna lie, I can see your point. Yes, but I wonder. Um, it does seem weird. And also pulling off Ojeda.
That was weird.
I'm not sure what the tactics were. In fact, I don't understand the substitution for even Dominic. I think Dominic might have been exhaustion though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we take off Ojeda, bring in Nelson, but then a couple minutes later we take off Nelson because he picks up a knock, and then bring in Kaliskin.
Actually, Nelson didn't come off until the 90th, bro.
Yeah. So
He played a half hour.
yeah, so Kaliskin came in for the little garbage time of minutes.
Yeah, I think. I personally think even though Crooks got the assist for Anelli's goal, which it was a great goal.
Great goal.
Fantastic.
I think that well, stop. I'm going to stop myself because I can see why they brought on Diogo when they did, and they didn't take off Crooks. But I think we would have been better served to leave Vera in and maybe take Crooks out and put Diogo in. Maybe.
Yeah.
But also on the flip side, Crooks had one of the highest. Oh, he had the highest rating.
Hmm.
So
Because that's something that we've seen consistently. Crooks fights for the team, and he puts it all out and plays well.
yeah,
He doesn't.
We didn't pick him up because he's a bad player.
No.
it's true.
He doesn't. He
The
doesn't get
haters
the
are out
attention.
there.
He doesn't get the attention and recognition that he absolutely deserves. People are wanting the stats and all the glitz and the glam, but he's just this silent person that just controlling that midfield. Him and Ojeda were having an excellent game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because and one thing to keep in mind, if we lose Diego Luna this offseason to a bigger club,
Mm-hmm.
we are likely going to see that attacking midfield be Marchuk, Crooks, and Diogo. Like that.
Yeah, yeah. And can we just talk about having Dominic get called up to the official Polish national team, the senior team? That's good on him. Being such a young player, 20 years of age, just shows you the sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah, no, legit.
And that's a double-edged sword. That's a huge double-edged sword. Rates
Yeah.
can make us look good. He's also going to be attracting because he's going to be lining up next to Robert Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can play well to him, he's going to attract Premier League teams, La Liga teams, Bundesliga teams. Unfortunately, probably even a Ligue 1 team.
And Pablo said that that's the main reason why Dominic came to RSL and the MLS is because he saw what it did for Andres Gomez at such a young age, being able to transfer to League One. He's like, I want that same thing.
Yeah, no, I think legit because now these guys are making the huge hop to their senior national team. I hope speaking of Gomez, I hope that he gets more minutes with Rennes, and then makes a huge jump to being a starter on the Colombian national team, which is super hard to do right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Such a good squad. It's the second best squad in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
if not, I would actually say probably the best. Those are interchangeable.
Maybe. Yeah.
Making that bench is just that's a good on its own.
It's true. And then the PKs. I mean, do we really need to talk about PKs? Actually, maybe let's talk about the PKs.
You would think that they would have learned. I guess PKs are just luck of the draw sometimes, but it's just very unfortunate for Diego Luna, out of all people. Back-to-back years, miss PKs. Houston, and now this year, knocking us out because of PK miss.
Okay, so here's the thing. I can understand Diogo's miss. All right, that was well placed, great dive. But having both Crooks and Luna shoot it over the bar for me is unacceptable.
Nope. Luna didn't shoot over the bar.
Agreed.
Fine. Crooks over the bar. Luna
went to the keeper's left, and then keeper hit it and then hit the post.
That's right. Crooks though over the bar.
No.
Really? Who else was on the on the field? Who would you have put in that place? In Crooks' place?
Catranis.
Catranis was on the field.
Which that's back-to-back games that Catranis did not take a PK, which I'm very kind of scratching my head wondering why. Anelli made a PK in game 1.
I would have put Anelli at 3.
Yeah.
Looking at the other ones. Yep. I would have put Anelli at 3. I think Anelli at 3 would have put us back in on the path, because if he made that would have been 2. That would have been 2-1. No, 2-2 at that point. And Will Trapp missed. I mean, obviously, if we go off of exactly,
that was a bad miss by Will Trapp too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he pulled a Matt Crooks.
Oh, he made Matt Crooks look good with that.
Oh my gosh. And that sucks that we didn't even get to the 5th, which probably would have been Anderson.
Possibly.
But man.
All I'm saying is good luck to Minnesota. Best of luck against LA.
Hope you lose.
I really, really hate what's left of the Western Conference right now.
Yeah, the fact that there's what 3 or 4 games that have gone to a game 3, and one of them is Vancouver LAFC.
I think next week we should have this conversation of this format, just because of due to time. I think next week we're going to talk about our opinions on this format, because this format.
Hate it.
You don't mind it?
Not really. I just hate how the seeds lined up this year.
No, real quick. Besides the fact that we all hate the best of 3, Alan and I were talking about this. We think that the lower seed should host first. No. No, like Minnesota should host it first and then RSL second.
So my idea was if
There we go.
if it was aggregate 2-game, the lower seed hosts first. That way the whatchamacallit, the upper seed hosts second and then has the home team, home crowd, whatever.
That's an idea.
Because it doesn't make any sense to have a team like Vancouver, NYC, who barely sneaked into the playoffs, or even Red Bulls, and they're having this home crowd advantage, and that helps them out immensely.
Now we really can't say much. We really can't say much. What happened to us? So that's why we can't say much.
Yeah.
Nope. I will say
the last seed.
Hey,
one thing that we might see happen here, though, there's a decent chance of a Hudson River Derby in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
We could have the New York Derby, and we could have a Florida Derby.
Oh.
Derby.
And then eventually we could have El Tráfico in the Western Conference final.
Ew.
I mean, El Tráfico is getting good, and I think the Galaxy have the advantage right now.
Oh, out of the Western Conference, Galaxy are easily the favorites to win again, which sucks. I hate it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
This is sad truth. But in case you guys were wondering, my bracket is absolutely demolished. As you know, I had RSL Columbus in my final, so that's shredded into pieces.
All right, I had RSL winning the whole thing, so. Man. To be let down is the life of an RSL fan.
Yeah.
All right.
But what a jersey, huh? What a jersey!
What a jersey! I hope we stay with those jerseys. We're not.
Well,
one more season.
You don't think so? Yeah, we'll this will be home for next year, and we'll get a new away jersey.
You think so?
Yeah.
We're going back to what? Go back to white, you think? Or yellow? Keeping yellow?
I hope we go back to white.
Black.
Wait.
Black and
black and red?
Black and Claire and Cobalt. Mix of three.
Ooh, that's a good. That's an interesting combo. Ooh.
Hey, since we're stealing this from Barcelona, I'll take a look at Barcelona's blackout jerseys from this year. We can take inspiration from that.
Well,
just saying.
Look, it took us 20 years to even get inspiration from Barca, so we got to wait another 20 years. All right, let's change subjects. Not by much, because obviously we're still going to talk about all of this, but we're going to get into your guys' questions because we love this section. This is a great section.
This is more.
We got a lot this week too.
Yeah, this is more question than usual. So thank you guys to everybody that dropped a question in. So let's get right into it. So first question first. Who do you think we're gonna let go?
Who do you think we're gonna let go? That is a really big question.
Because the popcorn guy.
The popcorn.
The churro guy.
The yellow card lady in the south end.
Sheila.
No.
Sheila. No, not Grandma Sheila. No, we can't let go of Grandma Sheila.
We gotta keep her.
Why would you do that? For realsies, if I were to name just one player.
There's a lot of contracts that are up at the end of the season.
Let's name one player.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Marcos.
Eric Holt.
Okay.
The man's been around for a hot minute. Been riding the bench, so
poor guy couldn't get over the injury spell. I mean, my one player is probably gonna be Marcelo Silva.
Yeah.
And to be different, I think Benji Michel.
Okay. That's who we would let go, but because they're all out of a contract.
Obviously, there's a lot more, but that's one for each of us. So, next question: what's next for RSL? What is needed to improve? There's a lot of these kind of questions, so we'll kind of.
I'll try to give it a different answer every time. I'll try.
Yeah.
What's next? CONCACAF Champions Cup. That's what's next.
That's a great question.
Actually, the draw is next.
Actually, preseason is next. So, what's next for RSL?
Christmas is first.
Oh, are you a Christmas or a Thanksgiving guy?
Oh, Thanksgiving, 100%. I will die on that hill.
Yeah. So whoever did put Christmas in that poll, you guys are wrong. Wrong. Alan's wrong.
I'm a Christmas guy.
Did one of your kids just raise their hand too in the back there?
Yep. She raised her hand. Yep, she's a Christmas girl.
But what's needed for RSL? Obviously, come this offseason, we'll hopefully be making a lot of moves. Fingers crossed. One can only hope. But what's needed? Improve the back line, improve the defense, and we need to go from there. And then maybe adjustments on goalkeeper.
Only
Decide whether or
one.
not.
Choose one.
Okay,
Here's one.
back line.
Okay, here's the back line. Mine's gonna be get a younger 9. Because Anderson Julio, let me just check his age real quick. He's 28.
Dude,
Chicho's 29.
you're making me feel old. You're making me feel old now.
I mean, you are younger than both of me and Christian, so shut up.
Yeah.
And we don't have a younger 9, so we need a young 9. What's yours, Christian?
Team chemistry.
Oh, that does need to. Well, all right, I'll take it.
I think that the team needs to be better tight knit. A team that is tight knit spends a lot of time with each other. They get to know each other, their mannerisms, and you're not going to see a lot of the misplays and missed passes. People are just going to know where to go. The best teams that you see out there, the players spend a lot of time together. Yes, they spend their time with their families and doing things that they love, but you'll see them having dinner together all the time. You'll see them going out together all the time. Team chemistry does wonders and is a silent killer for the teams that don't have it.
I agree.
That's a good point because Jason said it way back when. Team is the star, so
it all starts
with those little things.
It's true.
Here we go. Okie dokie. Next question. There's a first of many by Scott Hatfield. Here we go. What are the good takeaways from the season? Yes, there was some bad. Obviously, we got knocked out early in the playoffs. But I feel like there's a lot of good things to take away from this season.
Then tell me, what do you have?
We broke the record for most points this season, 59.
Okay, perfect.
Broke the record for most goals as well.
Oh, well, throw in another one. Christian, what's a good takeaway?
I mean, Marco said I think the biggest ones. I think individually the breakout of Emeka and Nelly, I think has to be one of my favorite positives of the season.
Not gonna lie, that was one of mine too. But
we need to get him on here.
We'll invite Anelli onto here. He's our age. That's a lie. He's way younger. But here we go. I think a good takeaway, even though people will hate it, is the fact that we sold Gomez to a League team.
Ooh, that is a spicy take.
Okay.
That's a good takeaway because I think it puts us on a larger map or a higher scale map. Because now we have League teams that are like, oh, they sold this guy to this team. I wonder. Let's keep an eye on this team.
Well, who else do they have?
I was like, yeah, name me another player.
Exactly. So, I mean, we just talked about Dominic. I mean, if Dominic is already getting to the Polish national team for the senior team, it's only a time. I give it a year or two. Less. I think less because look what happened to Gomez. Give him a year, and I think he's already going to get offers from Premier, Bundesliga. I think Bundesliga. I think that's where we're going to go.
Yeah, that's
his style. That's his style. Like
a Wolfsburg or
Salzburg.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see him going that route.
So that's what I have.
Here we go. Next question. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Alan. So here we go. What are the bad takeaways? I'm going to say bad takeaway was getting rid of Gomez because obviously that's where RSL went downhill. Like, yes, I see the reward from it, what came from it, but it was bad in the sense that that's where we lost the team chemistry. That's where Chicho went in that slump and didn't score ever again.
Okay. I'm going to say that's a bad take. But my bad takeaway is my bad takeaway is that Chicho could not get out of his rut after his disciplinary, after his suspension. That's a really bad look for him that he couldn't get or get himself out of that rut. That's bad. Christian?
I'm gonna have to say the inconsistency of the team.
Inconsistent
That
results.
inconsistent results. I mean, first
Definitely.
half of the season, everyone thought we were gonna just obliterate records, take it all the way, and we were on pace to do so. And all of a
Mhm.
sudden, it just came to a screeching, horrifying halt.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go back and listen to our episodes from before June because I bet we sounded like we were going to win the league. In fact, I think we still sounded like that even in August.
I definitely felt that way. I'll admit it. Like I was feeling like we got this easy, but then yeah, it crashed and burned for us.
That was horrible. All right, what's the next one? Because now this is starting to make me feel kind of blah.
What players should we move on?
Oh, I think you skipped
And
one.
oh, did I?
Yep.
Oh, excuse me. Yep. What positions should we be filling?
Oh, I think we already said that. Did we? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. You said defense. Christian, did you say a position?
No.
Well, what position should we be filling?
I think center back.
Who would you not be playing anymore at center back?
Well, here's the thing. We have Brian Barrett and Justin Glatter are both getting older. We don't have good backups for them.
Can I interest you in knowing the age of Brian Vera?
Brian Vera is 26, I believe. 25,
25.
20. Yeah.
Okay. Oof. But still, Justin.
Oh, that's old.
I didn't know he was that young. He
Yeah.
looks older.
But Justin is 27, going into 28.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we also kind of need a refresh.
And regardless, we still need backup center backs because we don't. We got caught out a few times this year with injuries to our center backs, and
So
that we can't.
I guess maybe a sub question: is Quinton and Brown not good enough for you as backups at center back?
Not consistently. They both have proven themselves to be much more effective as wing backs.
All right, just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, now you can go to the next question.
I don't know what about for you, Alan?
Oh, I'm sticking with my 9. I think we need a young nine. If we can get a 22, 23-year-old 9 to either back up Chicho or maybe switch off with Chicho more often, I think that would be ding ding winner.
I hear Kylian Mbappe is struggling.
Nope, no thank you, please. Actually, if we really want to start naming off someone that I think if we bring in River Plate has a striker, young striker, Facundo Colidio.
Can we bring over Echeverri?
Echeverri, no, he's already going to Manchester City. Did you not know that?
I might have known that, but it slipped my head. So
yeah, we're not quite to the level of City yet.
Yeah, no. All right.
So this next question we kind of already hit on it, but what players should we move on, and our thoughts?
And thoughts to why. All right. I think maybe let's take this as a little bit more controversial one. Which player should we move on from like the starting lineup or someone that's been seeing more minutes?
Oh, starting lineup? Oh.
Or more minutes. Who should we move on from? I think everyone's gonna probably agree to this one. I think Andrew Brody.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a good backup, but I think we need to move on and look for someone who's a little bit more solid. In the sense of soccer wise, I know he does his best. I know he's a good player.
He's a hustler.
He's a hustler, and I think we need someone that's a little bit more intelligent. That sounds bad.
I'm gonna stick with the back line as well. I'm gonna go with Hidalgo. Like Hidalgo did have some bright moments this season.
That's hot.
But he's not.
That's very hot.
He's not to the level of a Javain Brown.
But he's also 19 years old.
That's true. That's true. I want to see him develop more. So maybe keep him on the Monarchs, have him develop more, and then switch him over. But that's my hot take.
You got us like, I'm not sure I agree, but cool for you.
I'll I'll go someone just to be different from the front. Michael Chang.
Ah,
We he's he. I know he's old,
oh yeah.
relatively speaking, and
34.
See, that's old.
we could clear up some good cap space with him. If we got rid of him. Actually, can I say there's three listed under our forwards right now that I'd get rid of. One of
Okay.
them might be real controversial. Michael Chang, Benji Michel,
Uh-huh.
and Axel Kai.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with all of them.
Oh,
In fact,
cool.
and in fact, I definitely agree with the Axel Kai one because I really think that he's been the biggest young flop that we had so much promise. In fact, the game that he played, the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or whatever, he looked good.
Yeah.
And then
And
it was
that's
like,
what happened. What happened? He was projected to be the next Freddie Adu.
Ugh.
oh, I
I mean, he
like
kind of was in that sense.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's true. All right, next.
Here we go. Is it too early to have projections? So
For next season.
Too early for projections for next season and what to expect.
Here's my response. Yes, it's too early.
Sure.
I was like,
We need to we
I was
need
like,
we need to
playoffs are
see
still
the
happening.
squad before we can make playoffs are still happening. We still and we need to see what moves are made first before we can make predictions.
Yeah, because we might get rid of players, we might add new players. So let's wait till once we get closer to the CONCACAF, and then we'll go from there.
Well, two things. One, you said Kurt said something today.
Yeah, obviously with us having a shorter preseason, he said that means they're gonna go faster in acquiring players than normal.
So we'll have player movements a lot faster, a lot sooner. Also, Chicho did an Instagram story talking about next season. I'll translate it for y'all. It says, "Thank you, fans, for this. Oh my gosh, don't you love it when you can't translate even a language that you know so well?" I'll just say it in Spanish. How about that? Gracias, hinchada, por este camino recorrido de tantas alegrías. Gracias por su aliento todo el año. El próximo año disfrutaremos mucho más. Ya verán, les debemos mucho. So, thanks for this run that we had with so much happiness. Thanks for your cheering the whole year. Next year we will be able to enjoy a lot more, and we owe you guys a lot more.
I like that.
I'm glad that they're recognizing that because next season's gonna be huge because we have a shot at 4 or 5 cups. So
yeah, CCC,
Yeah.
Open Cup, Leagues Cup, MLS Cup, and then season
supporter shield. Yeah.
So, all right. Next question.
Here we go. This is a big one. Does Pablo Ruiz have a place in the starting lineup next year?
Oh, I don't like this question.
Because we saw how big of a player, how big of a role he was before he got injured.
We mentioned this.
We did. And now he had a huge season this year. Him and Ojeda controlling that together. Who would you replace? Would you take off? You don't. That's the thing. I'm like, and then you also have Nelson, who's been playing decent off the bench as well.
I leave him on the bench, but yes, he's decent as an off the bench player. Pablo, I can't say he doesn't have a place, but it's definitely going to be hard to get into the lineup.
Again, there are players I think we can offload that would help with that. Just looking, I just have the lineup right in front of me right here. I would offload Jackson and Moisa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, and I'm not worried about them because they haven't seen any minutes this season. So, well, if they have, I didn't even recognize it. So, but being that Pablo Ruiz was a full-on starter, he was our star guy in the midfield. This is going to be really tough trying to get him back into that position, either defensive midfielder or people were saying attacking midfielder. Either position, it's hard to get into.
I look at this. Yes, it's gonna be tough for him to get back into this, make a spot into the starting 11. But I like this for the fact that this shows that we have a deep bench now because we have Anelli and Ojeda who play so well together. Add in Ruiz off the bench. We're gonna be dangerous in that defensive
Maybe,
mid.
maybe, just maybe, Pablo Ruiz is our tournament guy, our tournament starter. So you start
Or
him for CCC, you start him for Open Cup.
Hmm.
here's another thought. What if obviously Ojeda and Nelly, but Ruiz fills in and takes Crook's spot?
No, because that's Diogo's spot, technically.
Yeah.
We have
Pablo Ruiz is more, if anything, of any type of midfielder that he truly is, he's a central midfielder. He's not a true defensive midfielder. He's not a true attacking midfielder. What he does is that he's a true six. He sets up control in the midfield and he creates plays. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's true. So that's a tough question, and we'll probably get more into it in the preseason when we start seeing lineups, when we start seeing player movements. But yeek, that's one.
Yeah. So next question: why do you think that we started Crooks so much when Chicho was a better fit for the Austin game? So they're
Oh
they're referring
gosh,
to they're referring to the Austin game
Hmm.
man, that's like holding on to a grudge worse than like a
an
toxic
ex.
girlfriend.
Yeah, I was like an ex-girlfriend.
And you're making me have to like go all the way back to that game. I'm like, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Was that the 2-2 game?
I believe they're referring to
I
that
think
game.
so.
The only
Okay.
thing only reason why I can think that Pablo would go with starting Crooks is because he's maybe consistency. Seen
But Chicho started that game too.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's up. And on top of that, that game, Crook scored and Diogo scored, and Diogo's the one that
I don't know
came.
if they're referring to the Austin game or if they do mean the Minnesota game, but
But maybe just a quick little blurb for Crooks. Crooks has, like we said, has been performing really well in his position,
Mhm.
and Marcos, like you already said, it's not a stat. He's not a stats guy, but he will definitely put in the work, the effort, and
Mhm.
he makes a difference in that midfield, especially in the attacking.
Definitely. So
Next.
the next question, going forward, where does RSL need help? Goalkeeper, defense, and we all agree, defense.
Well, I don't know. Maybe goalkeeper, but
Some goalkeeper depth would be nice.
Because I think if I'm not mistaken, Zach's contract is up at the end of the season.
that's what I see on websites. And
I don't see him going anywhere though.
yeah,
Because he's what? He's 34, right?
does he even have an option?
I
I don't
don't
know.
believe
I'd have to look up that website again where it lists everyone's options, but I'm
because
pretty sure.
Gavin did resign.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure McMath doesn't have anything left. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to speak for contracts, but
No,
it would be nice to maybe get a more solidified goalkeeper. But then again, we want to spend money in other positions and not spend a bunch on goalkeeper too. So we can't
Mhm.
be we can't have our cake and eat it too. That's what I'm trying to say.
boo.
Sorry, Joe. Can't be a much help there.
No cake for you, Marcos.
And no
Uh,
and no cake for Marcos.
no cake for me. So this one, we should sign Gomez back, shouldn't we?
Nope.
No.
Wouldn't that be nice? Like to bring back the duo of Chicho and Gomez. It works so well.
Look, I think Gomez was already checked out in July.
Hmm. Yep.
I don't know. I know you probably want to bring him back, Marcos. Would you bring him back?
Yes, but I'm hoping that we can get the same kind of chemistry that Dominic can bring that chemistry with Chicho.
I'm not sure that he can, but I
There's a
definitely would.
language barrier there and
Also,
culture.
but I
Because
definitely wouldn't bring Gomez
Dominic
back.
Dominic only had 7 games with the team. This offseason is gonna be huge with this chemistry to get everybody on the same playing style, get familiar with one another.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though he had 7 games, he looked really, really good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I like how chippy Dominic is. He's not afraid to chirp at people. That made me laugh because he seems like such a quiet kid, and all of a sudden, just see him be like, "Rrr, rrr," rrr," and people are like, Oh.
This is gonna be nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
We need that spiciness. We do.
He's gonna get in trouble. We like that kind of trouble.
We really do. We really do. Bring it on. Next one.
So
Oh, we're still going.
We're still
was-
going.
Was Chicho a flip? What expectations do you have for him?
And I think when he said flip, I think he
Flop.
meant flop. It was a typo on his part. I don't think Chicho was a flop.
Mhm.
He just had a little bit of a bad juju.
Little as if you look at it with one eye. Yeah, it was a huge whatever we want to call it. But
I think expectations for Chicho for next season for him that I would say get back to scoring double digits, scoring 10 plus goals and being able to
only 10.
No, obviously I want more, but sometimes it has been rare in seasons to have 10 plus goals for RSL. But
I'm gonna
I
say
want him
15.
to be that team leader. I want him to be that team leader once again.
That'd be nice, but I think only 15. I think if he can get 15 next season, I think Dominic's gonna get 11 or 12 with like a bunch of assists. I'm not gonna talk about Luna because I don't think Luna's coming back.
I think Crooks will get 5 or 6.
I think so. Diogo should get at least 8 or 9, maybe 10, with another 11 to 14 assists. Should. I think Ojeda and Anelli this year have shown that they're going to be involved a lot more in the attacking end. So let's do the next one because I think Christian's reaction was right. We have a lot. Oh, maybe we don't. We have like 3 more.
Was the season a success, even though we didn't go far into the playoffs?
Well, success is relative.
Yeah. So it was a success in a few different ways.
It was successful because during the season, there was a lot of great performances. We already mentioned records were broken. I think that's about it. I don't think making the first round of the playoffs is a success. I think it's minimum. Expectation would have been second round, or
minimum.
Western Conference semis, minimum. But
yeah,
we made it there just a couple years ago. Like
2021 was the last time we made it out of the first round,
and that was a worse team than we have right now.
Yeah,
and that's I'd say
it was a success in the fact that we eclipsed the number of points that we've gotten before, and that we scored the most goals we've ever scored in a season. However, I think what overshadows that is the possibility of what might have been.
It's true.
Definitely.
There's a lot of what would have, could have, should have, but didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one, was Chicho's non-starting role in the last match a concern for his future at RSL?
Quick answer, no.
No, because like we said, the reason having Julio in was just to help with Minnesota's back line to try to stop them.
Or try to get past them. So
yeah,
no need to worry. Chicho's just fine. He was just in a rut, and well, I think Pablo tried to do the best that he could. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, hey, season's over. I'm gonna say this. He hit the MIPS.
He was checked out to Cancun.
I mean, maybe you're not wrong. All right.
So we have this next question twice. So we'll answer it right away. So name your RSL MVP for the season.
Emeka Nelly.
Ooh,
I feel like we're all gonna have 3 different ones.
I mean,
I'm sure we'll have good arguments for each one.
I'm gonna say Ojeda.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Diego Luna.
Okay. And we all have different reasons. Mine's for Mr. Consistent. He was consistently there for a team. He played consistently really well. That's why he was the most valuable. Take him out, and I think the midfield struggled.
Yeah, for me, when we weren't scoring, when Chicho was in his rut, Diego stepped up big time. That San Jose game, the Vancouver game, had the team on his back, so he was big.
All right.
And for me, and Mecca he did, unlike Brian Ojeda, he did a lot on both sides of the ball and created chances, scored goals when he absolutely needed to, but didn't force the goal opportunities, and was very present on the field when he was there all season. We could not have had the success we had without him.
Excellent. I'm glad that we didn't do the good old Chicho because he scored 17. Yeah, no. We have real reasons.
So when does the crying stop? Somebody wants to know.
It's already stopped.
Like I will admit, when we did miss that game, that last PK, I was shedding a ton of tears. But the next day, I was fine. I was fine the next day.
Like the help me translate the bronca. What do I have? The guys, what do I have? The
Bronca?
bronca. The impotency, is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay. The fact that we couldn't get past this round still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It still like stings hard. But you know what? We can't linger on it because there's nothing you can do. I just got a quick Disney flash. Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful phrase.
No worry.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, I was just, after that game, just numb.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
like, okay. The next day came around and we had more MLS Cup playoffs. I was like, do I want to watch? I was like, yeah, I guess I will because it's still soccer. So
yeah, it's true. It's true. All right.
So
last question.
Oh, we had one more? I thought that was the last of it.
Yeah, that's the last because the last question is the same thing we already answered. Yeah. So.
But thank you guys so much for those questions. You guys hit us hard.
Yahoo!
That was a lot.
Looking forward to more.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Always.
There's every episode. But let's maybe just kind of wind it down a little bit and let's look at what we have left in the playoffs and let's kind of just throw out a little mini prediction. Hey, I'm gonna miss prediction time for the next 3 months, guys. It's gonna be rough. But we have a couple of game 3s coming up. So let's talk about those real quick. We have LAFC Vancouver on Friday.
Ooh, go Canada.
Go Canada? Ooh. Are we go Canada?
Go Canada.
I think we might be go Canada. They showed up.
Go Canada.
And LAFC just... LAFC fell apart in a way that RSL didn't even fall apart during the playoffs. We played better in both games than LAFC played in that last game.
Yeah. Well, we might talk about it next week.
We could beat LAFC.
We might talk about it next week with the playoff format, but I am really upset. Right now, Vancouver would be up 4-2 on aggregate in the series.
In fact, they would have won 4-2 on aggregate.
So,
yep.
Dang.
Vancouver didn't need to score 3 goals, so now they're going back to BMO Field, and LAFC's like, oh, well, we're fine. We can just go park the bus.
By that same logic, we would have won our series with the 1-1 draw. With away goals.
If there was away goals as well. Man, we need to go back to that old school. Like, seriously. We're going to get into that.
And then Saturday, we got 3 more matches.
And they're all in the East. They're all in the East.
Yep.
Cincy, NYCFC. I'm all about upsets.
NYCFC. Yep.
Give me a home
all
run.
About the little guy.
Orlando and Charlotte. Man, I'll have to go with Orlando because
Charlotte
they play such a boring style of soccer that I just can't stand it.
Yeah, I'm going with Orlando as well.
I want I like the fan base of Charlotte. That's why.
The fans were
He's
like
like,
lit.
yeah, they are pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
Charlotte's the best team in Charlotte right now.
That's true.
Poor Carolina.
All right, and then who we got? Messi or Atlanta?
Oh, give me Brooks Lennon. Brooks Lennon.
I think
um,
Miami will pull it out.
Oh no, this is Dax McCarty's possible last game in the MLS.
make it so, because
No.
Messi needs to move on.
No. Don Garber needs to shut up. Can you imagine all the
Dude,
protests?
he's gonna shut us down if you hear him say that. If he hears you say that.
Ooh, I'm so scared.
Says the
Yeah.
guy who called out Don Garber like 6 times in one episode. Whee!
No. If Miami gets knocked out, then he's gonna find some way to extend the playoffs.
Can you imagine? And now we're gonna have
That's a 6-game
The
series.
losers bracket.
we're gonna do.
Hey, I saw you back in.
All right, and then maybe real quick, since we already have a quarterfinal set up, Minnesota and the Galaxy.
It's obviously
Galaxy.
it's gonna be the
Easy.
Galaxy.
We're running out of time, but I do
I'd
want to
love
get you
an upset,
guys.
though.
I do want to get you guys' thoughts on the fact that we have what do they have? What's today's date? The 6th?
Yep.
They don't play until the 23rd.
Ugh.
Yeah. Because obviously they have the international window, which is
That's the worst timing of an international window.
No. I don't think it's the worst timing. It's the fact that finally the MLS wants to respect the international window. They don't do it all flipping season, and they do it now.
don't make sense.
I mean, granted, this is why I think we should move to the international calendar that everyone else has.
That
I don't
I'm
care
not on
about
board with.
I don't care about the weather.
No, because you have teams like LA Galaxy who are literally just sitting around for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not a good look to have
No.
six. I think what is it? 17 days? Yeah, 17 days that they're sitting around.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Shoot, guys, I know that we've talked a lot, but let's wrap this up. And we're gonna have a lot this off season. We hope to have a lot for you guys in terms of maybe having a couple of players on. Maybe we might shoot an episode or two together in one spot. That'd be legit, guys. Make it work.
That'd be fun.
We might invite some of you fans on just to give you guys' thoughts. Heck, we might even what? What do you?
I was gonna say maybe some supporters.
I was gonna say that too. Some supporter groups. Make sure join.
Speaking
some.
of which, let's give a shout out, a thank you to all the fans, all the listeners for this season. We really do appreciate you guys. Season 2 was awesome. Like Alan said, don't go anywhere. We'll still be around this off season, here and there. So we truly do appreciate you guys listening, tuning in this season.
It really has been a blast. I mean, we got Christian on board with us a little bit before halfway through the season, which has let's be real, it brought a better dynamic to this because two brothers just chatting back and forth does get kind of monotonous. So we need to add another family.
Thank you.
It's been fun seeing you guys at the tailgates, at the games, interacting with you guys. So thank you.
We can't say, yeah.
Continue to interact with us. I'm pretty active on Twitter. I know Alan's pretty active on Twitter. Marco's not really, but that's fine.
He's on the gram.
He's on Instagram a lot. Interact with our social media, our cell bros, wherever we're found.
It's true. We do it, and don't forget to say hi to us if you see us out on a field. Shoot, I'm sorry that the 2024 season is over, but if I could summarize all of it, it would be thank you, really, thank you. So,
lastly, what's one word that you guys would use to describe 2024 season?
Encouraging.
Eventful.
Roller coaster.
That's 2 words. But nice
No, it's a one word.
Anyways, you're so funny. All right, until next time.
Take
Peace
care,
out.
guys.